easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me breaking. You'll swear you're falling into me. Touch me, I swear you would do anything that I want. So keep us awake till the dawn. Baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me. I wanna make you sweat on me. I got you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Audible po ba? Hello? Ayun. So, naririnig ba ako? Sorry, I'm having a little bit of difficulties right now kasi technical. So, ayun. So, a pleasant afternoon to all of you guys. So, hindi na natin patatagalin to kasi nakita natin yung unang webinar. There is a lot of knowledge that we have learned, no? Kasi napakagaling ng unang speaker natin. Napakabigatin kasi yung credentials pa lang niya, and then the way he talk, and then after it, sinundan naman nung pangalawang speaker, which is si Miss Joanne, and she's very knowledgeable with her topic, no. And now to formally start our webinar entitled Ang Panimula, Tibay at Husay bilang isang entrepreneur, the path to success behind the mind of every Filipino's growth to prosperity of business. So a pleasant afternoon to all of you guys and to you partner, of course.
Ayan, thank you partner. Tama ka dyan. And good afternoon as well to our dear listeners. Na bukod sa ako'y nagagalak na makapagsalita sa kanilang harapan, I am also grateful for having you to join us as well today. Kaya sige, magpasabog muna tayo ng react buttons, di ba? For a sight to see na tayo ay nandito pa din at handa pa ding makinig.
Tama ka dyan, no, partner. Gusto namin makita yung mga heart button na lumilipad dyan, no?
Ayan, pa-confetti rin
Ayan,
naman
tama
kayo.
yan. Tama yan, no, partner. Kasi talagang kailangan natin makita na sila attentive for our webinar. Kasi I'm sure na marami kayong matututunan for today's webinar. So, don't worry, guys. This is the last one for today. So, I hope na hindi kayo na overload sa knowledge na ating nalalaman, no? So, hindi na natin patatagalin to, guys. So, I am Erick Estrada, one of your Master of Ceremonies.
And I am your certified MC of all times. Kidding aside,
Yes.
I am Keithrene, and we are your Masters of Ceremony for today.
All right, so guys, before we start our webinar for today, no, we have some house rules to conduct para naman mas maging organized ang ating webinar. So go ahead, partner.
Ito na nga, partner. So before we start, please allow us to remind you guys about our house rules, di ba? Para naman maganda ang daloy ng ating programa, ito ang house rules na ini-encourage namin na kayo ay makasunod para sa webinar na ito. First, for non-speaker participants, please make sure to mute your microphones. Yet, if possible, it is perfectly fine to turn on your cameras. Second, pay attention to the program as later on we are going to let you use our comment section to look for some of the best takeaways you've acknowledged and also to answer your questions asked throughout the webinar. Also, it would be nice if you could participate through our reaction buttons, which are free to use whenever you'd like. Please be guided as well that there will be an evaluation form or link to be given after the program. And lastly, and most important, stay with us and enjoy till the end of session. At ayan na nga po ang ating mga dapat sundin at tandaan all throughout our program. Once again, good afternoon to each and every one of you and welcome to our webinar entitled Ang Panimula, Tibay at Husay bilang isang entrepreneur, the path to success behind the mind of every Filipino's growth to prosperity of business.
Wow naman, partner, sa house rules pa lang, no, parang nasusunod na talaga natin, and it's very evident. And Thank you so much with that, no, kasi talaga yung title natin parang malaman din siya, no. Parang dun pa lang yung tinitingnan talaga natin sa webinar, and very good yung title natin kasi parang dun pa lang makikita natin yung kagandahan ng ating webinar for today, no, partner?
Correct ka dyan, partner. Kaya naman, yung mga maghahapunan pa lang, isama niya na rin ang pagkabusog sa ating mga bagong knowledge and information sa webinar na inihanda ng aming grupo for today. Kaya naman, hindi na natin patatagalin pa, partner, ano? Sino ba ang ating bigating first speaker for today? Pakilala mo na yan.
Yes, alam mo diyan, partner, no, she is the Miss Riccamyl Bergado, and talagang napakahusay niya as a speaker, no, kasi she took humanities and social sciences when she was in senior high school at University of the East Caloocan, and also currently taking Bachelor of Elementary Education at PUP, of course, Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Once again, guys, our first speaker, Riccamyl Bergado.
Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Yes po, ma'am. Audible po. Yes.
Thank you for having me here in the webinar for today. So can I share my screen kasi hindi ako nakapag-share ng screen. So I can share my presentation for today's webinar. Hello. Okay, okay. Bawal pa din eh. Wait lang. Wait lang. Having some difficult problems here with technical issues. Sino yung host or pwedeng mag-co-host sa akin?
Ay, nate, okay na pa. Punta sa akin yung host ko.
Ayun, thank you. Okay, so I'll just share my presentation. Bear with me here for a moment. Let's see. Slideshow. And then I will share this one. Yeah. Okay. Can you all see the presentation now?
Yes, yes.
And thank you. So today I was given the chance to talk about these topics right here, which is related to Philippine culture, entrepreneurship, and development. Okay, so to get started, let's see for the agenda of my talk. So I will be discussing three things: how countries grow and become rich, the role of the entrepreneur, and how entrepreneurs make a country rich and self-reliant. Okay. So let's see here. Have you guys ever thought bakit ganon sa isang halimbawa sa Kolkata, Dhaka, and Metro Manila, which are all metropolitan city or capital of the country that they are in, which is Kolkata for India, and then Dhaka for Bangladesh, and then Metro Manila, which is the Philippines. In comparison to Japan, which is a very small country, but they are able to have a giant economic success, right? So for this, many scholars have offered to answer as to why such thing civilization rise and fall, and what forces determine their economic growth. And a developing country like the Philippines needs to understand economic growth to be able to develop workable strategies to achieve economic prosperity. It is important to look at the experiences of other countries that have succeeded in reducing poverty, which is why we're discussing it today. So let's go on with the first one: how countries grow and become rich. So in the for today, I will be mainly discussing two economic theory, in which in which the first economic that I'll be sharing today is um, was said by Adam Smith, in which they have said economic development is brought about by an invisible hand. Invisible hand, which is like a metaphor for how in a free market economy, self-interested individuals operate through a system of mutual interdependence, which means that they don't really care much about their society. They're more acting on impulse or on their self-interest. And more about this theory is that, again, it is brought about by individuals who set out to produce valuable goods and services for their personal profit, and gain. And they work for their selfish motives, they benefit their fellow men without intending to. So even though that they clearly do not care about their society, their main goal is profit and gain, they can still affect their society involuntarily, right? Because later on I will explain why as to it became such. And then let's see here, let me open my slide. So there, Adam Smith economic theory. And as they work for this, an unseen force seemed to motivate and lead them to do what is best for the interest of their community or society as a whole. So Adam Smith said on his economic theory, primarily they are acting out on their own self-interest. But eventually, as they go or venture out and make their own goods and services, which they then sell to the people or the government or the majority of the people, collectively, it is affecting the growth of the community. Okay, so let me see right here. Oops, sorry. And then and and in contrast to that, we have Joseph Schumpeter's economic theory, in which he believes that economic development is brought about by individuals who like to create and get things done, not primarily for profit, but for more noble motives. So sila yung yung nag-create ng products, services that they offer to individuals or to the society just because they want it to be for a good cause and just for the betterment of the society. So they are very in contrast with each other, as I hope you can see. And let me see right here. Sorry, let me just get this in. Okay. So economic growth is initiated by enterprising men and women who produce not necessarily for personal profit, but for nobler, less selfish reasons. These men and women promote new goods and new methods of production, use new sources of materials, and explore new markets because they, one, find enjoyment in creating or producing. Number two, feels a sense of fulfillment by getting things done, and like to achieve for achievement's sake. So, if you will compare them, this theory lies with the difference of like anong motive mo as an entrepreneur. So if kay Adam, ang motive niya is self-interest. I am creating this product that I'm going to present to the market because I want to gain profit. I want to gain money and everything along with it. Not necessarily dahil gusto kong makatulong, pero gusto kong yumaman. Ayun yun in more simple sense. And then, kay Schumpeter is, I'm creating this product or I'm offering this service because I want to help people. But at the same time, it's not necessarily na porket double cost yun, hindi sila nagpo-profit. They still profit. But they are more on, they have more moral reasons to it. I hope we're all aligned with that. And then for the next slide, now, as we have conjecture, given the difference between the two economic theories, there will be I will be presenting here is the commonality for the two. And it is due to the common idea in economic development is due to the work of people who produce and create goods that benefit the larger community and society. So again, di ba kanina, paano nakaka-apekto si yung entrepreneur na applying Adam's economic theory? Kasi they still produce or create goods which in later on benefits the community. And again, and to define now what is an entrepreneur. This creator, those who produces to create goods are the entrepreneurs, while what they do is entrepreneurship. So to further discuss that is, halimbawa, let's see. Okay, so medyo fictional to, pero I am like a medical lab, and I discovered a medicine for cancer. So medicine for cancer, it's like a very big idea and can benefit a whole lot of people. But then, for the sake of profit, and for the sake of the profit that I want to gain, I only sold it to a couple of people that I want. Like, halimbawa, may certain market siya. Hindi na lang siya yung sa mga cancer patient, doon din sa mga doon lang siya primarily, doon sa mga high-end na customer, like from those who are in the millionaires family that have a patient that have a relative that is that had a cancer. So I want to gain profit. So doon ako pupunta sa pinaka profitable for me, which is mga yaman. So that itself is selfish already. But then again, later on, as the medicine spread, it will go on and about with the later people, with the common people. So although grabe yung kung imagine mo kung ganun yung scenario, medyo napaka-twisted siya. But on the later run, as it is distributed, pa rin siya sa society, makaka-benefit pa rin yung society. And for the other, again, let's apply this scenario that I discovered the lab discovered the medicine for cancer, and it falls with a company na they have more moral compass. So they announce, we have finally developed a cure for cancer, in which we're going to distribute to every facility or every medical facility that can help us further research this cure that we have, so that it can be available to the community. Diba? Parang that sounds more nice than the first one. So again, they still profit, and most of all, they have a greater moral compass. And then we're going to the next topic, which is the role of entrepreneur. So I will be discussing what they are and what they are not. So again, an entrepreneur is someone who plans, organizes, and puts together all resources required to bring a new enterprise into evidence and to run and manage it on a long-term basis. Just let me know if nabibilisan kayo sa akin or what not, ha? Kasi sanay lang ako mag-ramble a lot dito. If you have any questions or something that you did not understand, just comment or send a message, and then I will further explain if you have any difficulties that encountering during our talk. Okay? Right. So again, entrepreneur, sila yung not only that they sell and develop, they also plan, organizes, and put together all resources. And these resources can be, let me see here, these resources can be human resources and non-human resources. Human resources are like workers, managers, customer, and suppliers, while non-human resources can be land, building, money, machines, materials, and methods. So they offer a lot of stuff to entrepreneur that is. So there are entrepreneur who gives services like they can offer services nga yung katulad ng ano ba? Yung mga sa construction, they can offer masons, construction workers to a certain company, and that itself is an exchange of good and profit. And that is a human resources kind of resources. Okay, repetitive, sorry. And then non-human resources are land buildings. Land, building, man, machines. Land itself is estates, wait, what do you call it? Yung mga nagtitinda ng mga bahay, ganun, real estate agents. So, real estate agent is like also an entrepreneur. They offer lands, houses, and so on. So those are the entrepreneurs who are planned, organized, and put together all the resources required to bring a new enterprise into evidence. So they have workers, buildings, and then create this business that will offer another projects or objects that can be in service of a person or their market. Next is further elaboration of what is an entrepreneur. One, they perceive businesses opportunities in the environment. So as an entrepreneur, you have this skill that as an entrepreneur, you should have the skill to recognize if this a chance or opportunity in a certain environment can gain you profit. Halimbawa, ano yung best example dito? If you are, halimbawa, student, I'm a student, working student and aspiring to become an entrepreneur. Most likely, ang scenario na may isip agad is from those ABM strand, diba? They have entrepreneurship in their course, and they are offered or they are taught or rather how to have business opportunities with the common people. Halimbawa, kung ano yung demand at that time. One example from ours is nung sa senior high school ako, we have this fair and we were thinking about selling kasi it's a 7-day fair. Now we can set up our own booths. So we have the opportunity to sell people and also sell products to people and then gain profit. But the thing is, the problem lies the problem with that is that people have to think. You will have to think ano bang gugustuhin ng tao, and that is that you should recognize. You should recognize at that point. At that point, you should recognize the opportunities. So what you will do is search the market. What does the people want? Anong gusto nilang makuha? At that point at the fair, ang gusto makuha ng mga tao is merchandise related to K-pop. So we have the understanding na magiging mabenta yung K-pop merchandise. But then again, you will have to understand your market is students that doesn't really have a stable income, or rather their income comes from their allowance. So you will have to budget hanggang anong price yung kaya nang i-afford na acceptable pa rin to gain profit for you. So you have to understand your market, your people that you're going to sell things with. Then you will measure, halimbawa, in UAE, we have conducted a survey that the allowance ranges from 200 to 500 a week, or for some are a day. So very profitable na yun. If we're going to sell products that can range from 100 to 3. So you can do the you just have to do the math over there on that. So just recognizing opportunities in the environment. which is in that scenario, the environment is that we're going to have a fair. Fair, not a fair, hindi a fair nung makikiapid. Yung fair na, na masaya, okay? Nag-message kasi sa akin eh. Okay, and then next, take risks to make use of these business opportunities. Take risks. Again, from the first scenario, let's apply that. To have more profit, you should have this courage na to take risks. To take, na halimbawa, parang hindi ka sure, parang worth it ba na if I can buy this, halimbawa, K-pop merchandise, you will buy an album. If you're familiar, an album is something that could be in a little more expensive sa day or sa daily or weekly allowance ng isang estudyante. It's really something na they will have to save up a lot for a lot. So in this, we have the opportunity to seek albums, like original albums that we can sell on the fair. Pero hindi kami sure kung worth it ba, kung worth it to purchase the merchandise to sell out to the public. Kasi again, ang ano namin, ang market lang namin estudyante, mga estudyante. So, medyo nagda-doubt kami na kung mag-release kami ng gano'n na worth, halimbawa 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, may bibili ba? And if walang bumili, that's our loss. That's not profit. That's not us profiting from our business. So, if you ever feel like, and also you have done an ample amount of research, then take risks. But on our case, we did not, kasi feeling talaga namin and based by doing our calculations and also with the advices from our teacher or prof at that point, and also by conducting survey, it is not advisable to release that goods to the public with that price range, right? So we did not proceed with that. So the next one is an entrepreneur is invest his own or borrows money to use in the business. Invest in his own or borrows money to use the business. If you guys know people or even you yourself have thought, paano kaya, kasi in the long run, even though we're going to have like, we're striving for a profession like teacher, in the long run, our profession may not support our lifestyle or our family or our own bills, expenses. So we are always advised to make business. So in the first thing that you will have to do is capital or money to establish your own business. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, you must be willing to have enough capital or to save up for that capital or money, sorry, I'm just saying capital kasi money to start your own business, which is also a risk kasi hindi mo talaga alam kung worth it ba, kung yung itong ano mo ba, pag-save up mo pa to yung bibilin mo, yung mga gagawin mo, is worth it na or surely. Pero if you done enough research and voting with the market, I'm sure that you will be successful. And if you have enough perseverance, that is. And also for borrowing money is another risk. Kasi from the start of your business, you already have like a liability that you some debt that you need to look after as you try to gain profit. So you have to consider the money that you borrow plus the rate of how much money that you are gaining through that business that you have invested. Right. So that's how you are as an entrepreneur. Next is introduces innovation or improvement to make the business better, more efficient, and more profitable. So you have already established your business. Congratulations, and you are already gaining some profits. But then you remain stagnant, and that itself warrants a new products, innovation, improvements to make your own business more profitable, better. Halimbawa, let's see, sa TikTok, sa TikTok, I saw a video there from a small business, they had invested in this machine that will automatically wrap up, put a tag on the bottle that, on the product bottle that they have, which, again, an investment, and then can have more efficiency in producing the bottles or the product bottles, and then they have more time in packaging, in putting the products inside of the bottle. So, and then they can produce more product in which resulted to more um, more profits that they can do. So their investment and making improvements to your business is how you can be an entrepreneur, or like a, a must as an entrepreneur. And then next is make plans and decisions for business and generate profit for business. So you never stop innovating, improving. So you will always, you have done this plan, then you have to keep moving to make, keep your money flowing. Kasi money cannot be sat at one place. It should be, ang tawag dito, it should be flowing, if I forgot the term, basta umiikot siya ng umiikot. Yung pera mo dapat umiikot ng umiikot. Hindi porket marami ka nang na-save, marami kang na-save dyan physically sa alkansya mo or sa bangko mo, doesn't mean necessarily na ano ka na, very rich ka na. You have to know, the one thing that you should know is that entrepreneurs know how to make their incomes move in the right way, and how they can gain more by there's this if I don't know if you guys are familiar, there's this phrase na lose or spend more to earn more, or invest more to earn more, something along those. So meron siyang parang dapat nilalabas mo talaga lahat ng ano mo, ng pera mo, and in return, in the long run, you should see in the long run that those profits will go back to you twice the amount that you have given out, thrice or fourth, depending on how you will plan for it. Okay, so that is that's how you can be considered as an entrepreneur, or you can determine an entrepreneur. Next, again, the entrepreneur can also be seen as the most important person or factor in the business. They are the one who takes the most risk, financial losses, and sense of failure when the business fails, and receive cost of the rewards when business succeeds. Sorry, may mag-message. Ay! Talaga ba? Sorry! Sorry, nakikita niyo yung chinemerus ko. Okay na? Okay na yung screen. Nakita niyo na ulit siya. Okay. Sorry. Monitor ko kasi. Okay. Lagot. Pwede ba pa-blur out na lang yun? Okay. So again, going back to the topic, may also be seen as the most. So with the example previously, you also take the risk. With risk, you have the responsibility to shoulder this. As an entrepreneur, if you will take the risk, you have to consider the losses. And the losses, as much as possible, is something that will be minimal. Because if in turn na yung risk na ginawa mo is very damaging to your company or to your business, wala kang mabiblame pat yung sarili mo kasi you're the one responsible for that decision. So you will have that financial losses and self-failure. You will be the one responsible for that. Okay? And also when the business fails and receive most of the reward, syempre siya pa rin yung recognition. Pag maganda ang business mo, ikaw pa rin ang pupurihin doon. Ang galing ng decision making ni ni Joanne, palagi niya yung business niya na from 1 million per year, naging 10 billion now. Diba? Ganon. And then next is an entrepreneur is not any of the following. Yeah. So we'll be discussing what is not an entrepreneur. So the first one, he is not the person who gives or lends money to another, who then uses it to set up a business, and then sit back, relaxes until his money is returned in dividends. So yung person na po na yan is this person na nagbibigay ng pera or nagpapautang ng pera, hindi sila entrepreneur. They are financier or investor, and that's exactly entrepreneur. So that is not an entrepreneur should be. They are more proactive in getting the money themselves and then investing themselves on businesses or investing on products or services that they want to produce. Okay? Again, and then entrepreneur is not, he is not the person who is hired and paid big salaries to manage the business full-time for its owner. This person is more, I guess, more of a professional or salaried manager. So, hindi porket, di ba I mentioned earlier, there's resources like people manage and so on. Hindi necessarily na porket nagmamanage ka ng tao is entrepreneur ka na. You are more of a salaried manager. If you are going to have resources as people, you are better off as someone that is a big company that is providing services. Because being entrepreneur doesn't really limit you by selling just products. You can also provide services. You can provide, halimbawa, may mga business that they can offer house renovation, pool cleaning, garden cleaning, and also a lot more services that can come and go. So those are the entrepreneurs that the business owner are. Those are the entrepreneurs. And then entrepreneur is not the inventor of a product who stopped working after inventing and developing a product. Again, an inventor can be entrepreneur, but only if he goes on to commercialize his product, that is to manufacture into a commercial volume and then distribute it on the market. So yung sa first example ko, they have discovered, they have produced the cure for cancer. They contacted other laboratories to further check on the cure so that it will be commercialized to the public and can be developed in volumes or marami and then commercialized to the public for availability to be consumed, which is that different. And then next is an entrepreneur is not the person who guides or gives advice to the entrepreneur to make business more efficient and profitable. This person is more likely rather than business or management consultant or counselor. They're not the entrepreneur. All even gives yeah. So you don't give advice, you just do it your own. You learn from your own mistake, you learn from your own risk that you have made, and then you just go with it and do and offer and make as much products that you want for the public to be consumed. Okay? And that is about on that topic. And next is the last one that I'll be discussing, which is how entrepreneurs make a country rich and self-reliant. How? Okay. We'll be discussing how they how entrepreneurs affect the country. Okay. But this I think is 5 bullets. So let's go along with it. And then They provide the goods and services which member in the community or group need but cannot provide themselves. Entrepreneurs make a goods and services conveniently available to their buyers, providing used good and valuable services. So, back doon sa economic development, diba? An entrepreneur, they make goods or offer services to the people. And those services are most of the time are something that the people need themselves, but they cannot make on their own. So entrepreneurs are there to give you this good. Here you go. I have this product that you would like because you need it. And more likely this is for convenience sake. Halimbawa, what's the most common? Phone. You alone with the not enough skills, you alone cannot make the phone. But this is so convenient that you will just have to have it. That you cannot go anywhere today in today's time. You cannot go anywhere without your phone because you have to be contacted. You need to contact people, and then other things that you can do with your phone. Then, so entrepreneurs offer their products. So buyers are going to afford it, and then as the buying selling is going on, the economy of your country is also affected by it because product itself the product itself does not limit to be um, something that is beneficial to your society, but also to your country as a whole because it improves your economy. But in the long run, or like in a sense na the money is circulating in the country, it's not stagnant, and it's keep on improving. Right? The next one, entrepreneurs earn profits that help economy grow. Most people, excuse me, most people, excuse me for a second. Uh, Okay, so again, entrepreneurs earn profits that help the economy grow. Most people need or demand goods and services. These are the consumers of the general public, which is us, which is the buyers. Other people supply these goods and services. These are the entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs, general public or consumers, together they make up what is known as the economy. When there is a demand for goods and someone supplies it, money changes and money changes hands and profits are made. So money changes hands. So gumagalaw yung pera. And the more goods are demanded and supplied, the bigger the profits, the more money circulating in the economy. This is how an economy prospers and grows. The main person who makes these activities happen is the entrepreneur, which is he is sometimes called the backbone of the economy. The backbone of the economy because they are the one who provides the products that the common people wants. Because just because you want something doesn't necessarily have you will always receive it. Diba? You will always receive it. So here comes the entrepreneurs to offer you those products available. And so as I have been repeatedly mentioning, the more the money moves around the economy, the more it grows, and so our economy grows as well. So that's how entrepreneurs affects their community. And the last remaining three is entrepreneurs who succeed and grow help other entrepreneurs succeed and grow too. How does this happen? Entrepreneurs depend on other entrepreneurs for their raw materials and parts and supplies. Therefore, the success of one entrepreneur benefits other entrepreneurs and gives truth to saying growth begets more growth. Again, so you will be creating a product, but you will have like raw materials. And raw materials are gathered by another entrepreneur because it's a product. It's a product that they are able to offer to the person who needs it. So who needs it? The consumer, and those consumer happens to be another entrepreneur as well. So that's why parang gawin din yung materials, parang yung money, and then again, another circulating of the economy. And then, as more entrepreneurs are created and produce an economy, the country depends less on imports of goods that come from other countries. As we import less, we save more. Our dollars stay in the country instead of going out and we pay for the foreign imports. This is why the entrepreneur is also sometimes called the engine of the economy. They are the people who gives the Philippines a strong push toward economic self-reliance. Yun. Diba? I think we're all familiar with bumili ng sariling atin. Kasi yung pera is nai-stay sa atin within our economy lang. So they encourage more na sa local businesses tayo bumili. And as we buy from our local businesses, they have more capital or profits that they can use to expand their business. And the more that they expand, the more products that they can offer for us. And which in turn in the larger scale or the future scale can be our own self-reliance na lang sa ating businesses or sa ating economy, so that we have less imports. Okay? And then the last one, guys. Bear with me for a minute. Entrepreneurs help develop small towns and cities, limiting the migration of rural people into urban areas. If intending to put up a business in the future, it is suggested to look locally for a shop site. Keeping business locals also boosts our local economy by providing employment to the local citizen thanks to the entrepreneur. Again, as I have mentioned, it's more practical to buy locally kasi in the long run you will help yourself and your country as well. So that is how it is beneficial. That is how entrepreneurship is beneficial to our country. And then, again, from the first question that I raised, bakit maraming beggars sa capital ng mga bansa? Because those who are in the rural area tends to migrate to the metropolitan or to the capital of the city. They are seeking for more opportunities, job opportunities, so that they can help themselves or have more opportunities to have more job opportunities that can support themselves. But then again, there is a limited resources, job opportunities in an area. So it is much more profitable for everyone to set up businesses in the area, or sorry, in local. Okay? Again, so that's about for my presentation. Again, thank you guys for listening. I hope you learn some pointers in case you are willing to set up your own businesses. And if you have any question, just message me directly or raise it right now so I can answer it for you. If not, you can send an email or message me. Right? Thank you so much, guys. Hello. Anong matalas?
Okay, wow. That was a wonderful and informative talk coming from Miss Bergado. Thank you very much po for sharing us those that wonderful topic, 'di ba? And sa discussion, alam naman and for sure naman na marami kaming natutunan. Kasi 'di ba, as an entrepreneur, it's not an easy task. It's a difficult task na masasabi natin talaga na hindi rin madaling gawin kasi money yung pinag-uusapan. 'Di ba? Especially, alam na yung mga ABM track students nung senior high school, for sure naman makaka-relate kayo kasi hindi lang isang bagay yung pinag-uusapan, 'di ba? Marketing, finance, accounting can be included in that. Hindi madaling magtayo ng isang business or mag-promote ng business na talagang magugustuhan ng mga tao. 'Di ba? Tama ba tayo doon, partner?
Hello, audible ba ako?
Yes, audible
Yes,
ka.
sorry, I'm still having a technical difficulties now. Pero ayun, tama si Ma'am Riccamyl, no? Kasi that is a very existing fact na yung businesses is napapagkamalan natin na parehas sila sa entrepreneurs, which is hindi naman sila magkaparehas, no? And kailangan nating alamin yung tamang knowledge with regards to entrepreneurs na hindi sila yung basta-basta na makikita natin na nagbebenta dyan ng kape, nagbebenta dyan ng fishball. Siyempre, meron silang entrepreneurs, they are different people na makikita natin that you can have distinguished with the businesses industries that we have now. So, very knowledgeable talaga si Ma'am Riccamyl, and I'm very glad kasi I have already a schema from the entrepreneurship, no, parang ngayon talagang masadagdagan, and tama ka rin partner, no, and of course I would not waste this opportunity, no, to invite you guys to open your cameras for our photo op. I'm sorry I could not, but however I have my beautiful partner to represent me right in here. So guys, you can open your camera to join our photo op with our beautiful speaker and partner. Yun lang. Guys, you can open your cameras now for our photo op. Thank you. You know, mga nag-open kami mga BIPPM tuloy. Lenny, joke lang. yan. Salamat, okay. So, mag-photo op tayo. Wait lang. Yan lang po ba? Okay, no? So, yan lang po. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Okay na. So, right now, partner, let's move on with the part of our program, no? Hindi natin to i-waste time kasi talagang naghihintay na. And we should read the certification for our speaker.
Okay, so thank you again, Ms. Bergado. Now we are heading to the awarding of Certificate of Recognition to our first resource speaker, Ms. Riccamyl Bergado. So allow me to read the citations from Republic of the Philippines, Polytechnic University of the Philippines, College of Education. This certificate of recognition is hereby given to Ms. Riccamyl Bergado for sharing her invaluable knowledge as a speaker in the webinar of Edukasyong Pantahanan at Pangkabuhayan 2 entitled Ang Panimula, Tibay at Husay bilang isang entrepreneur, the path to success behind the mind of every Filipino's growth to prosperity of business. Given this 4th day of May 2022 via Zoom, signed by our course professor, Dr. Rosalie A. Corpus, and the BED 2-1 and President Ms. Joanne B. Aton. Once again, thank you, Ms. Riccamyl, for sharing that wonderful topic.
Thank you.
Yes, no, thank you once again, Ms. Riccamyl Bergado, for that wonderful discussion. So, ayun partner, tapos na tayo sa first part. Tapos na tayo. Papunta pa lang tayo sa exciting part.
Tama ka dyan.
Your daughter. Just kidding, guys. No? So, parang nabitin ako. Ikaw pa, partner, nabitin ka din.
Oo naman, sobrang nakakabitin, di ba? Pero huwag kayong
Grabe kasi,
mag-alala,
no?
di ba?
Parang nabigay na sila, tapos parang i-stop pa. No? For now, let's have a break and let's see the intermission number para naman magkaroon tayo ng papunta tayo sa exciting na part. Yun lang, no? So, let's watch this intermission partner. It's the intermission number.
Panahon ng pagkakataon, may babalik pa ang kahapon. Matatandaan mo pa ba ang tayong dalawa? puso sa punong mangga at ang inalay ko gumamela, magkahawang kamay sa dalampasigan, malayang tulad ng mga ibon, ang gunita ng ating kahapon. Ang mga puno't halaman ay kabiyak ng ating gunita. Sa paglipas ng panahon, bakit kailangan din lumisan? Panapanahon ng pagkakataon, may babalik pa ang kahapon. Ngayong ikaw ay nagbalik, at tulad ko rin ang iyong pananapik, nakita ang dating kanlungan, tahanan ng ating tula at pangarap, ngayon ay naglaho na. Saan nahanapin pa? Lumilipas ang panahon, kabiyak ng ating gunita, ang mga puno't halaman, bakit kailangan lumisan? Na panahon ng pagkakataon, may babalik pa ang kahapon. Lumilipas ang panahon, kabiyak ng ating gunita, ang mga puno't halaman, bakit kailangan lumisan? Panahon ng pagkakataon, may babalik pa ang kahapon.
Ayun, no? So, grabe talaga yung intermission natin, and it's very wonderful to see one of those MCs that we have right now na kumakanta ng panahon. That's very good, no? Kasi hindi lang natin siya makikita na magaling magsalita, and she's very good at singing also. So, grabe talaga. So, dahil nabitin tayo kanina, partner, here's our second speaker to provide us a fruitful discussion once again. So, partner, sino nga bang ating ating second speaker, no?
Tama ka dyan, partner. Just like our first speaker kanina, ay talaga namang magaling din for sure itong ating second speaker. Kaya naman, hindi ko napapatagalin, di ba? Ipapakilala ko na siya sa inyo, guys. She is a graduate of Accountancy, Business, and Management from her School of Our Lady of La Salette and is currently a consistent President's Lister in her sophomore year of her course Bachelor of Elementary Education. I introduce to you Miss Anne Winnie Marie Tactica.
Hello. Pwede pong pa-co-host?
Kiana, hello po. Ako.
Wait.
Ayan po, nakikita niyo po yung screen.
Yes, kita po siya.
So ayan, since yung kanina diniscuss kung ano yung entrepreneur, ngayon naman i-discuss ko kung ano yung ginagawa ng entrepreneur. So napahapyawan na to kanina ni Miss Riccamyl, pero i-deepen natin yung discussion. So ayan, an entrepreneur perceive opportunities in the environment. An entrepreneur sees business ideas in every human need, want, or problem. So ibig sabihin na ito, yung mga entrepreneurs, lahat ng opportunities na makita nila sa environment nila is ginagrab nila. For instance, if an entrepreneur sees a problem, kunyari yung isang tao, nahihirapan siya sa ganitong bagay, iisip siya ng paraan or iisip siya ng bagay na pwedeng wait guys. So, ayun nga. Gagawa siya ng paraan para ma-resolve yon. And yung paraan na yon, syempre may kapalit. And yun yung magiging profit niya. For instance naman, isa pa is, yung isang tao, nakita niya na yung uso ngayon, kunyari ngayon sa atin, is puro aesthetic. Yung isang tao na yun, an entrepreneur, gagawa siya ng mga bagay na aesthetic para syempre mabili ng tao. So, ang ibig sabihin nun, an entrepreneur, hindi lang siya yung taong gumagawa lang ng mga bagay na makakalutas or na mabibili ng mga tao, kundi dapat sabay din siya sa uso or in time. Next. Just a second. Next naman is an entrepreneur take calculated risk. So, ibig sabihin naman nito, an entrepreneur, what an entrepreneur calculates the risk of a business, he estimates the odds and success and the odds for success and failure. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung tinitimbang ng entrepreneur kung kapag ba pinasok tong business na to, kikita ba ako or malulugi ako? At kapag yung entrepreneur na yon ay, kunyari, pumasok siya dun sa business na yon, tapos naisip niya na pwede siyang malugi dun sa business na yon, pwedeng mabawasan yung capital niya, pero pinasok niya. Ang tawag dun naman ay taking a risk. Siya ay nag-risk na para sa business niya. Pero kapag ina-estimate niya pa lang or kapag hindi pa siya nakakapag-desisyon, he's weighing the advantages and disadvantages or the success and failure nga, yung tawag naman doon ay take calculated risk pa lang. So next is is the produce and use capital. So this one naman, ang entrepreneur, syempre hindi yan makakapagsimula ng business if walang capital. If walang capital. Ang tawag doon, kunyari, mga pera or mga bagay na pwedeng magamit ng isang tao or ng isang entrepreneur sa pagsisimula ng business, ang tawag doon ay capital. At kapag naman, yung capital ng isang entrepreneur ay hiniram niya galing sa mga tao or sa close friends niya, sabihin natin, family, or sa bangko, ang tawag naman doon ay borrowed capital. Kasi hiniram niya nga. So kapag naman meron ng capital ang entrepreneur, tapos sinimulan niya na ang business niya at may bumalik na sa kanya na pera, at hindi lang bumalik, kundi nadagdagan, that's what you call the produces or nakapagpundar na yung entrepreneur. At anong gagawin dun sa produces na yon? Siyempre, idadagdag ng entrepreneur yon. Sorry. So, ayun nga, going back, kapag yung produces na yon nakuha na niya, syempre hindi niya lang yon i-stock, kundi i-invest niya ulit yon sa business niya para mas lumago pa at mas dumami yung produces. Next is yung introduce innovations. So, ayun nga, the entrepreneur introduces new ideas and products and new ways of doing things. So, ang isang entrepreneur, hindi lang siya basta nagbebenta or nagsasolve ng problem. Nagsasolve ng problem na pwede niyang ibenta sa mga tao. Kung hindi, pinapadali niya rin or ini-innovate niya yung mga pwedeng magawa. For instance, example, yung mga ring lights natin. Di ba ang ring light, yung iba niyan nakatayo lang. Tapos yung ibang ring light may kasama ng hawakan cellphone holder. Tapos yung ibang ring light naman depindot na lang yung pag-ilaw niya. Yung iba naman desaksak. And that's what an entrepreneur do. Ini-innovate nila yung isang bagay para mas maging mabili at mas maging patok sa market. Next is ayan, examples of life-changing innovations done by entrepreneurs. Ayan, from the traditional clay stoves using wood as fuel, now we have kerosene stoves, gas and electric stoves, stoves alternately using gas and electric power, multi-purpose cooking ranges that can roast, grill, and bake, turbo boilers, convection ovens, and microwave. From wooden beds or papags, we now have mattress beds, brass beds, canopied beds, double deck beds rather, sofa beds, folding beds, pull-out beds, water beds, hospital beds, and beds equipped with air compressions for preventing bed sores among bedridden persons. Okay. So next is an entrepreneur also organized the business. Okay, ang business kasi combination siya ng maraming bagay. Yung money natin, the money, the machines, the materials, supplies, methods, markets, and yung syempre yung time. Lahat yon ino-organize ng isang entrepreneur. Bakit kailangan organize? Dahil kapag disorganized yung isang business mo, mas malaki yung chance na pwede kang malugi. Since hindi mo makikita agad kung ano ba yung mali or kung saan ba nagkulang if hindi mo inorganize yung pag-ayos ng business. Next is make plans and decisions. Planning involves forecasting or trying to predict events. Related to planning is decision making. Okay, ayan naman, yung make plans and decisions, yung planning na sinasabi dyan. Kapag ang isang entrepreneur nagplano, hindi lang siya magpaplano for today. Instead, ipaplano niya yan kapag ba ginawa natin to today, anong benefit niya para bukas, para sa susunod na bukas, sa next year, or maybe in the next 5 years. Because planning nga po is involves forecasting. Ibig sabihin, tinitingnan mo kung ano pa yung mangyayari sa mga susunod na event. Kapag naisip ng entrepreneur na, oh, baka bukas pwede to. Tapos in the next 5 years, malulugi na tayo. So, magsaset siya ng time kung hanggang saan lang pwede yung product na yon, and ipapalitan na nila yon kapag naisip nila na hindi na siya papatok. Okay? So, sa planning din is syempre yung decision making. Like what I said, magde-decide sila depende dun sa plano na naisip, na-forecast nila or na-foresee nila. And syempre, ang pagpaplano ng entrepreneur, napaka-importante kasi ma-affect syempre ang whole business. Hindi lang ang business, kundi pati ang mga consumers. Okay, next is make profit. The entrepreneur is in business to make a profit. Profit is important so the business can survive and grow. So ayan, ang profit, ito yung napakahalaga para sa isang entrepreneur. Hindi siya gagawa ng business kung hindi niya layon na magkaroon ng profit. Dahil ang profit, ito yung magpapalago sa business mo. Kapag ang profit na ito ay bumalik sa'yo at nadagdagan pa, ibig sabihin nun, ang success mo ay tamang-tama. Because profit is equals to success. Kapag walang bumalik na profit sa'yo, ibig sabihin, ang company mo or ang business mo ay malulugi. Ganon. Next is, ayan. Dito naman tayo sa rewards and risk of being an entrepreneur. So the rewards, make money, be your own boss, express creativity, gain self-satisfaction. So like what I said, if you are an entrepreneur and you became success, you make more money, and syempre you become the boss dahil marami ka nang pwedeng utusan under you kapag nagkaroon ka na ng pera. Maaari ka nang magkaroon ng different employees. And syempre, express creativity. Like what I said kanina, innovation. Gain self-satisfaction. Syempre, ayan, yung kapag lumago yung business mo, mapapatunayan mo na, ang galing ko pala dahil napapatok ko yung isang bagay sa market. Okay? So next naman, the risk. The risk of failure, losing hours of hard work, unwanted responsibilities. So ito, sa isang business, hindi mawawala ang risk. Risk of failure, napakataas niyan para sa iba, lalo na kung nagsisimula pa lang ang isang entrepreneur. Hindi pa ganun kalaki yung kanyang business. Long hours of work, of hard work. Syempre, an entrepreneur, hindi lang yan mag-e-expect na uupo lang siya at kikita na siya. Syempre, dapat para kumita ka, merong hard work. Gagawin mo ang lahat para umunlad yung gagawin mong business. And unwanted responsibilities. Syempre, dun sa making plans and decisions, if you plan, if you decide, you also have to be accountable in the responsibilities. Okay, so yun lang po, and I hope you learned something from me. And sorry for the interruptions kanina. Thank you!
At ayun na nga, no? Tapos na. Grabe. Parang ako yung nabitin talaga. Sabi ko parang kulang itong buong webinar para lang may matutunan ako for this day, no? Pero we really have to end this kasi andito lang yung topic and we should not overload the knowledge that we have, no? Talagang marami akong natutunan from the second speaker, no? Kasi kung malalaman mo na maraming information talaga, no, na makakatulong sa ating in the near future, no, partner?
Yes, tama ka dyan. Kasi diba kanina sa first speaker, tinatalakay niya kung ano nga ba yung part ng entrepreneur sa ating society. Now naman, pinag-usapan natin kung ano nga ba, 'di ba, yung deal ng entrepreneur. Ano nga ba talaga yung ginagawa niya, kung gaano kahirap yung task na magpalago lang ng pera at may mapatunayan lang, 'di ba, na may product siya and may naipapangalandakan na talagang tatak niya, 'di ba? So, ayan. Dahil marami tayong natutunan kay Miss Tactica sa kanyang discussion, thank you again for sharing us that discussion. So, guys, I know naman na marami rin kayong natutunan from our whole webinar. Kaya di natin sasayangin yan. You can comment down below your takeaways and later on, pipili kami ng aming nakitang best.
Tama ka dyan, no, partner. You can comment your takeaways and also you can DM us right in here no, kung nahiya kayo sa... Don't worry guys, wala pong tama o mali kasi ayan yung natutunan nyo from this webinar, no?
Yes.
Partner.
Tama ka dyan. So, then again, dahil meron tayong photo opportunity again for our speaker with Miss Ann Tactica. So, may we now open our cameras para makapag-picture po ulit tayo.
Ayun, no? So, let's open our cam para... Sorry, partner, gay lang. Kasi talagang yung technical difficulties. So, okay. So, guys, open your cam na. Okay. Ayun, no, waiting lang po tayo sa iba. Ayun, talagang andito. Hi, Darwin. Condolence. Talagang andito rin siya para makinig sa ating webinar. And thank you with that. So guys, ito lang po ba yung makakapag-open cam? Okay, mukhang ito lang, no, partner. Okay, please do the honor. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Ayan, so guys, thank you. Thank you po for our picture. And ayun na nga, no, hindi na natin to patatagalin pa. Kailangan natin siyang bigyan ng token of appreciation, which is our certificate for our second speaker, Miss Ann Tactica.
And then again, we're heading to the awarding of certificate for our second speaker. Allow me to read again the citations. From the Republic of the Philippines, Polytechnic University of the Philippines, College of Education, this certificate of recognition is hereby given to Ann Marie Tactica for sharing her invaluable knowledge as a speaker in the webinar of Edukasyong Pantahanan at Pangkabuhayan 2 titled Ang Panimula at Tibay at Husay bilang isang entrepreneur, the path to success behind the mind of every Filipino's growth to prosperity of business. Given this day, this 4th day of May 2022 via Zoom, signed by our course professor, Dr. Rosalie A. Corpus, and BED2-1 and President Joanne B. Ato.
Ayan na, so very thank you. Audible pa rin pa. Okay, thank you for being our speaker, Miss Ann Marie Tactica. And right now, pipili naman tayo ng takeaway natin. Sino kaya yung mapili nating takeaway na nag-chat sa atin? Okay, so our takeaway for today is the speakers gave me a lot of insights into how entrepreneurship started, plus my schema in this topic. It made me realize that being an entrepreneur is not an easy task, but with the right knowledge and risky attitude, everyone else will succeed. Thank you for giving me a lot of knowledge on this topic. I hope someday I could be an entrepreneur and will have a business with all of you. And this is by Nicole Ragundas. Ayun, no, tama yun, no, partner, kasi even me, I want to be an entrepreneur kasi I want to take risks with some kind of businesses kasi yung napakinggan natin talagang ang entrepreneur is you should have the risk, yung attitude mo is nagtitake risk ka, no, kasi kung kunwari gagawa ka ng product mo ipipresent mo to sa market and you should be unique with someone else. And just like what we have learned, no, talagang very wonderful na nalaman natin yung mga binigay ng speakers, no, partner?
Tama ka dyan, partner. And maraming salamat ulit po sa inyong takeaways, lalo na sa yung takeaways, partner. And tunay nga naging makabuluhan, di ba, ang ating discussion for today. Kaya naman, sa mga iba pang magbibigay ng takeaways, it's fine. You can go comment down below kung ano yung mga naging takeaways ninyo. It's fine. So, titingnan din namin yan, babasahin din namin.
Tama ka dyan, no, partner. And don't forget, guys, we will have an evaluation form para lahat naman tayo ay magkaroon din ng certificate. Hindi lang yung mga speaker kasi you guys have a participation. No? You can scan this QR code or the link will be sent later for the evaluation link. And also, don't forget with the quiz that we will have right now. After this webinar, and don't forget to scan, and also the link will be sent later. So okay, so partner, I'm really sad to say this, no, kasi I don't want to end this webinar kasi gusto ko pa rin matuto. Diba?
Ang dami pa dun eh. Ang dami pang
kasi
kailangan malaman.
Tama, kasi basic knowledge yun kasi talagang kailangan natin mabuhay when it comes to our life kasi kailangan natin ng pera, kailangan natin ng iba pang needs sa ating buhay. So, ayun na, thank you so much for participating with our program, especially to our speakers and also to you guys, be it to 1N. Thank you so much.
Looking back, at the good times before it all went down. Climbed right up on the hillside, a different view of my life. You left me running on and on, but I don't care, would you let me in? You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been.
Ayun na, so thank you so much guys for participating with our webinar. So entitled, Ang Panimula, Tibay at Husay bilang isang entrepreneur, the path to success behind the mind of every Filipino's growth to prosperity of business. So stay tuned lang po para sa more webinars na ating matututunan for the coming weeks that we have para po marami pa tayong knowledge and information na malaman. And now let's sing, partner?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so parang ayaw ni partner kasi gusto pa yung
Oo, nakaka-excite mag-MC eh.
Oo, talagang nakaka-excite. No? But we have to end this and let's sing our PUP hymn. Thank you guys.
Thank you for participating.
Ang ikang taglay,